Naperville. You know, they call it the #1 city to raise a family, the #1 city for the best public schools, and the #3 best city to buy a house, all according to niche.com. So in today's video, I kind of want to go over what it's like living here in Naperville, kind of the updated version, because a lot of the calls that I get typically start off on what it's like living here in Naperville. So let's talk about it. Check it out. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to. My name is Blankenship, your favorite YouTubing Chicagoland realtor. And last year I did a video on the pros and cons of what it was like living here in Naperville, but I thought I'd give you guys an updated version that could benefit you, especially if you're thinking about living here in Naperville, Illinois. So let's just get started with food and drinks. And if you've seen my channel before, you guys know that I love just grabbing food and drinks all along the Chicago Suburbs. But let's get niche down right into Naperville. So personally for me, you know that I think the Chicago Suburbs has a great selection for, foods and drinks to eat along the area. And Naperville is a huge catalyst for here, the Chicago Suburbs. You have a ton of fine dining when it comes to downtown Naperville, from Sullivan's to Hugo's to Cash 35 and many more around the area because Naperville is so big. Then you got my favorite places to go and grab drinks with, my friends, my family, or even my colleagues, from Naperville to Empire, which my nephews absolutely love sitting on their rooftop deck, especially during the cold time, because they think it's super cool and everything like that. And a lot of my colleagues and I love going to the happy hour at Potter's, which has a great outdoor patio. But there's just a handful of great places to kind of grab a drink, especially for a happy hour. Naperville has a great happy hour going on there that I'm probably going to drop below down in the description, because I need to actually look what it is again, because I should probably go there, honestly. Then just outside downtown Naperville, Naperville has a lot of gems around kind of the area, like Dave's Hot Chicken, which is in the southwest portion of Naperville, and it's kind of this chicken sandwich place. If you guys watched my channel before, you guys know that I lived in Los Angeles before, and chicken sandwiches were huge, and I always talk about Chick-fil-A in my videos, but Dave's Hot Chicken, especially if you're into Nashville hot chicken sandwiches, is definitely a good place to go. And I'm also going to bring up Freedom Commons, which is kind of your northern part of Naperville, really close to me and where the Costco and H Mart is for your grocery shopping and stuff like that. But Freedom Commons has a great sushi spot called Shinto. Before the pandemic, they had an awesome Monday special where all the specialty rolls were half off, so I could order 3 rolls for $20, and it would fill me up because I'd get 24 pieces. They have a great brewery over there as well as a Tapville kind of situation where you can, a little sports bar action going on. And they have a great breakfast place that a lot of people in Naperville typically go to. It's called Buttermilk, and usually if you're going there on the weekends, the lines are extremely long, but they actually just opened one up on Ogden Road. Not a Buttermilk, but something called First Watch. I highly recommend you going there as well. And like I said, if you're considering making a move or haven't been to Naperville at all, and food and drinks is high on your priority list just wherever you go, give me a call, give me a text. I'd love to grab a beer with you, grab a coffee, or grab some food with you, especially just talk Naperville overall. But that's the first thing I wanted to bring up, especially when it comes to living here in Naperville, is just the food and drink. I think it's important. I think, with a lot of clients that I had to relocate here, they like the diversity of what the Chicago Suburbs, and especially Naperville, has to offer when it comes to food and drinks. The next thing I want to talk about is downtown Naperville, because what's a video on living here in Naperville, Illinois, without talking about the downtown area? But seriously, going back to the food and drink one more time, if you had thoughts about making a move, whether it be next month or next year, to Naperville, and you kind of just want to get more information or need some help, my team and I would be absolutely honored to help you guys out. Call, text, shoot me an email, information down below in the description. But downtown Naperville is a great place to be, from the Riverwalk to a lot of the great restaurants to a lot of the great places to shop. Naperville is huge. There's a lot of lively stuff going on, from a lot of different fests as well as concerts in the summer. And there's a lot of activities, and I'm going to drop a link down below in the description to downtown Naperville as well, so you can see a lot of the events and a lot of different things that happen as well. But I touched base on the food and drinks with my favorite places to go out to grab a drink and everything with my colleagues. But they have a lot of great dessert spots that my nephews like going to. Centennial Beach is along the Riverwalk and everything like that, and the Riverwalk's super popular, that I will talk about in this video going further on. But I've had a lot of different events for my business and different things that I'm a part of and associated with that happens in downtown Naperville. And I just think downtown Naperville has a lot of great things going on. And if you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I preach that the Chicago Suburbs has incredible downtown areas, not just the city of Chicago or anything like that. Even in downtown Naperville, we have a train station as well, a metro that can take you out to downtown Chicago, not necessarily right in the downtown area, but just right off Ogden, not too far from the downtown area. Just take Washington up north and you're pretty much right there. And, you know, downtown Naperville has a lot of great things for it. I mean, downtown Naperville is kind of like the staple of when you think downtown suburb, and a lot of people just like going here. But like I said, you know, downtown Naperville, there's a lot of great downtown surrounding areas, but, you know, you can kind of do everything from eating to a night out to a night with the family to kind of everything else in between when it comes to downtown Naperville. And that's kind of one of the luxuries when it comes to living here in Naperville, Illinois. The next is schools in Naperville. I get a lot of calls, especially when it comes to relocating to Naperville, kind of what's the schools like. And, you know, like I said earlier in this video, they actually rank Naperville as the #1 best city for public schools. And, you know, kudos to Naperville and everything like that. They deserve that honor. You know, you either belong to District 203 or District 204, depending on kind of where you live in Naperville and all the boundaries and whatever like that. But, you know, if you knew your specific elementary or middle school or what high school, you know, you might want your kids to go to, I'm more than happy to kind of point you out in the specific neighborhoods that feed into those specific schools. But, you know, according to Niche.com, they rank these 203 and 204 schools pretty high. I'll actually drop a link down below in the description as well that can take you to information about District 203 as well as District 204, as well as a list of what they rank the different elementary, the middle schools, and high schools as well when it comes to living here in Naperville. And, you know, it's kind of crazy to me that I live super close to the #1 best city for public schools here in Illinois. I had a lot of friends that went through the school systems in 203 and 204, and, you know, I guess they came out pretty okay. But if you want further information on schools, and schools are very important to you when it comes to making your move and living in a certain area, you know, Niche.com has a wealth of information. A simple Google search can point you a lot of different, you know, direction as well. You know, calling the specific schools, they're pretty generous, and, you know, you can get a lot of information when you call the schools as well. And then also joining local Facebook groups and kind of networking with the people that already live here in Naperville that can give you their opinion on, you know, their kids going through the school systems, or even, you know, alumni of the people that went to those specific schools as well. But, you know, when it comes to schools, you know, downtown Naperville has North Central College here as well. And if you live in the Naperville area and, you know, you were looking at the community college route, we have, you know, Waubonsie Community College as well as the College of DuPage, which is in Glen Ellen too. So that's Naperville schools in a nutshell for you. A lot of links down below in the description, especially that's important to you. But, you know, if schools are very important on your wish list when it comes to making a move here to Naperville, just shoot me a call, text, or email. We're happy to give you some resources to hit that easy button for you. Then Parks and Recreation. And look, I'm not the most outdoorsy guy, but back in the day, I was actually a high school athlete at Glenbard South High School. You know, I was an all-state track athlete, Team Illinois, Daily Herald athlete, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to, like, you know, go back to my high school glory days or anything like that. But, you know, Naperville has a fair share of parks and, you know, places to, you know, get your fitness on, or, you know, just take some hikes or walk around the area, and a lot of parks and everything like that. Obviously, the crown jewel of, you know, Naperville is the Riverwalk. A lot of people, you know, take walks around there, especially if you're working in downtown Naperville. You can kind of just walk and, you know, blow off steam, have lunch there, have dinner there. You'll see a lot of people in, you know, the later afternoons and the evenings after work, kind of just walking around, strolling around, everything like that. And when this video's coming out, we're kind of in that homecoming season, everything like that. So you'll probably see a lot of high school kids over there taking their, you know, high school homecoming photos and stuff like that. But you'll notice a lot too is that a lot of people take their, you know, just professional family pictures, you know, their bridal pictures, and that list can go on and on as well. And a really popular sport right now that's been going on is pickleball. You know, my aunt that lives in Virginia is like plays with like a lot of pros, and I guess she's like a professional pickleball player, and she also has a great business in terms of cake toppers and stuff like that. So if you want information on that, if you're looking for a wedding or a specific birthday party, could definitely connect you with her. But there's a park called Nike Park right off Deal Road here in Naperville that's pretty cool. I played pickleball a few times, and it's a pretty fun sport. But the nice thing about, you know, Nike Park and everything like that is that they have basketball courts, some pretty nice outdoor basketball courts, I must say, and, you know, volleyball courts, tennis courts, and, you know, just a lot of green space. And the parking lot's a pretty good size, and there's always a lot of people, you know, playing pickup sports and everything like that. So you can always catch a game, whatever you're feeling. And, you know, if you go on the Facebook groups or meetup.com or Eventbrite, there's probably a lot of events that are happening and a lot of meetups that are happening for these sports, especially if you're looking to get active as well. And one of my favorite spots going to in Naperville when it comes to like parks and recreation was actually hanging out at Centennial Beach a lot, which is like in downtown Naperville, but it's like this man-made beach. And since, you know, I grew up in Glen Ellen, but like super like not even 10 minutes from Naperville. What my friends and I always used to do is that we'd always used to go there like during like sunset and everything like that, because the tickets to get into Centennial Beach were super cheap. But it was just an awesome place to be in the summer because they had that man-made beach, and you know, it was always super spread out, and it was always just a nice thing to do. And then we just head out to downtown Naperville after, grab Chipotle or whatever the case may be. But you know, I'll drop a link down below in the description with a lot of different parks and recreations as well, from Central Park to, like I said, Centennial Beach, and much more. And that's kind of my updated list on what's like living here in Naperville. I didn't really want to touch base on the real estate portion or anything on home values, but I figure I'm going to make a video like that in the future, especially if you were considering making the move here. I can just pretty much put it more dialed in. But if you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, hit a like, because it'll tell YouTube I'm doing a great job in making this video kind of thing. And if you're considering making a move here to Naperville or anywhere in the Chicago suburbs, my team and I'd be absolutely honored to help you guys out. We help out a ton of people. Call, text, shoot me, email, information down below in the description. Watch one of these videos up here about Naperville or anything that's suggested, and leave a comment on what you want to see next. And I will see you guys on the next video.